What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the lab with another quest build. I have not seen anyone else on YouTube bring a blueprint to this build name thus far, so I thought, hey, the community deserves it. It's kind of based off my two-way diming big build that's been absolutely devastating at the rec. One of my favorite builds I've ever played on. And if you make that build similarly at the power forward spot, you're going to get a different name. So since no one else is going to cook this up, I thought I'd make a video on it and bring it to the community. This thing can play interior D, it can pass like no other, shoot and still finish. It has shades of Chris Webber, Antawn Jamison, and Lamar Odom. This is the two-way dimer. I call this build pocket change. If you have a little extra loose change you find in the sofa cushions, you might want to throw some VC at this hatch. It can do a little bit of everything, and it's got a super uber rare name. So follow along to a T to get this name, then tinker at your own discretion in your builder. We're gonna make this at power forward. You're gonna be 6'10", 252 pounds, with a maxed out 7'8" wingspan. You know we're going body shape build because we want to what? We want to be menacing on the wood. Of course, you can lower the weight if you want, but we are gonna go for that girthier, meatier beast. Pause. Alright, some of these thresholds are pretty crucial, so like I said, follow along to a T. We're gonna get our close shot initially to a 76. Gonna get our driving layup to a 75. Gonna get our driving dunk to a 79. That's gonna give us that silver limitless takeoff. Gonna get our standing dunk to an 80. Hello, big man contact dunks. And we're gonna get our post control to an 82. That's gonna give us 22 finishing badges. You do get a nice plethora of interior post control badge type moves. You can't really go higher than an 80, 82 on any of these attributes, or it will change the name. But 22 finishing badges is pretty nice, and you can silver allocate to be able to finish inside. Shooting wise, we're going to get our mid range to a 78, get our 3-ball as well to a 78. Those are badge threshes, and then get our free throw to a 75. This is going to be a very deluxe shooter at the rec. Those of you who know your jumper, 78 midi and 3-ball is going to be definitely hittable in this game. And it can really stretch the floor, and it can also ISO create for itself. And then you're going to see with the strength on this build, which is probably a lot of people could punt and allocate elsewhere, you're going to be kind of a bully. So if you do get those smaller peanut type wings on you at the 3-4, you're going to absolutely destroy your opponent. This is a big dog hatch. Those of you who have the plums to get on this two-way dimer, a la my two-way diming big, I punish people, and it feels real good to put people on the rim, stretch the floor, and then make every pass imaginable. And 19 shooting badges is going to get the job done on that. But then playmaking, this is where the build really shines. You're going to get the pass accuracy to an 86, because that's where the diming name threshold is. And we're going to get our ball handle to a 79. Differently from my two-way diming big at the 5, you don't have a super high ball handle, but at 6'10" to still get a 79 handle is absolutely ridiculous. Then we're going to get our speed with ball to a 63. That's going to be the badge thresh. So you can ISO and play on the perimeter on this build. That's the Lamar Odom. You can grab the pail off the defensive rebound, then take it down the floor yourself. You don't need to just dish it to a guard. And then with you're a two-way dimer, you're a two-way playmaker basically. And so it's in the name. You're going to be behind the sticks, wanting to make plays for your teammates. And when you have a two-way dimer name, your play style is going to be more defer, more create for others. And it's not an ISO for yourself build. That's not what this is. And Lamar Odom, Chris Webber, those kinds of players really like to spread the pill around and are a beautiful asset to any team on the wood. Defensively, we're going to get our defensive interior D to an 85. I thought the name thresh was 86, but you might even be able to take this to an 84. But we're going to get our interior D to an 85. Our perimeter defense to a 74. Our steelies to a 71. Our block to a 78. And then we're going to get our offensive rebound to an 81. This is going to really ooze out the badge potential defensively. which we're going to get our defense rebound to a 72. That's going to give us 24 defensive badges. The two-way dimer, you are a true two-way on this build. You know, great interior defense, you can block shots, you can crash the offensive glass, and then you can also play perimeter defense on guards, you know, and more wing-type players. I really like the fact that this build is kind of an all-purpose defender, and then the name being such a simplistic, you know, team-friendly, team-oriented name. I really think this could mesh well with anyone on the wood. And if you're playing with randoms, they see two-way dimer. What do they think you're going to do? Play defense and pass the pill. But you can also shoot and finish, and you can play off ball and do whatever you need to do to get the W, because this build is all about winning. This is a winning build. This is Lamar Odom. This is a championship wing type, you know, small ball 4, small ball 5 defending playmaker. Let's go to the physicals. We're going to max out our speed, max out our acceleration, 74-68. I think that's plenty. And so those of you who, you know, don't make brick wall or bully a priority, you can definitely allocate this elsewhere. But we're going to get our strength to an 86. I want that gold brick wall on this build. And I'll tell you why. When you're playing off ball and you know you're a two-way dimer, I want to be able to set my teammates up without the ball in my hands. And that gold brick wall just creates so much destruction to the opponent. And when you're throwing around other defenders and then getting other people open, it actually kind of becomes contagious. They see that you're trying to help others. They, you know, your teammates are it's gonna be infectious. So getting your strength high and not being punked. This is no celery stick. These aren't show muscles. This is max wing 86 gold strength brick wall. You're gonna be an absolute monster. And so I think I like to allocate strength personally to my builds. I'm from an era, late 90s, early 2000s, where we're not prioritizing speed and flopping like a fish. No, like we're on the wood and we're playing grown man basketball. But that's the old head in me. So, you know, take it or leave it. But y'all can definitely take the strength off, you know, allocate it more towards rebounding or something. Do what you want to do. It's your build. But also, we're going to get our vertical to a 65. You definitely could take the strength off and get it more towards your vertical if you don't like that, but that's going to give you the contact dunks, and it's definitely going to be playable. And then we're going to put the rest on stamina. Let's give this build a once-over. 22 finishing, 19 shooting, 19 playmaking, and 24 defensive badges. Again, you're a two-way dimer. I've not seen this build at all when I've been playing in the city. And I think the badge allocation is really nice. It's nicely evenly spread. Some of the name threshes, you want to get that 86 pass accuracy. You want to get that 85 interior defense. You don't want to go too high on the midi or 3-ball. Like I said earlier in the finishing, don't really want to go above 80 in most of the categories. I've oozed that out. You can allocate elsewhere to kind of depending on your play style what you really want in the build. If you want to maximize speed, strength, vertical, you know, whatever, do what you need to do. Take over, you get shooting, playmaking, interior defense, and post playmaking. You know, we're going post playmaking on that, and then the secondary, we're going to get a team ratings boost because, again, you are a two-way dimer. This could absolutely be the primary ball handler, primary creator for your squads, and you get one of the rarest names in all the game. Two-way dimer. I really like this build. Like I said, I've been playing on my two-way diming big, which is created from the exact same tree, but at the center position. I made mine at 7 foot. This one's more of a guard / wing type ability on the perimeter. You know, you definitely can shoot, make plays, and then play good homegrown defense, but you're no slouch. Let me know what you guys think of this build name, if you guys have seen this at the city, or if this is the first time you've seen it. And you know what time it is, Quest Sparrow. We're bringing that heat this year.